Hey guys, what is up YouTube? We are here in my gym inside my building. We have another 20-minute session cardio. Figured I'd do a cardio Q&A. I posted recently on Instagram people to ask me questions. And so let's see how many of those we can answer in the 20 minutes that I'm gonna be on this treadmill. So challenge accepted.
Let's go now, oh, oh, nah, nah, oh, let's go now, oh, can't stop us.
All right, so first question. Who is your fitness inspiration? Oh my goodness. So many, ranging from the old school and the new school. So I have to say a few top ones would be Arnold Schwarzenegger, Ronnie Coleman, from the OGs. You got Kevin Levrone, Kai Green, you have Phil Heath. From the newer folks, you have Chris Bumstead, Terrence Rufford, Ruff Diesel, and Brett Wilkins. And these guys, I've been following them for a while, following their journey, their dedication and everything, and they're just all extremely inspiring. What about bodybuilding has most surprised you? One of the biggest surprising things for me was just how much I enjoy it. I honestly didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I do. The journey, the process of it, not even just the destination, the final being on stage and showcasing all the hard work. It's the journey, the process, seeing the changes and what it takes from you and what it requires of you, and also the sense of community that comes, that it has. Like, I've been welcomed in the community of like-minded people. Everybody's so humble and supportive as well. So that was very surprising to me. Next question is, how do you balance healthy nutrition with having a fun social life? So, key word there is balance. You have to sort of adopt healthy habits and routines that will sort of allow you to maintain a healthy lifestyle, but at the same time, not deprive yourself from the pleasures of having a social life as well. So just make healthier habits, healthier routines, and essentially you can have your cake and eat it too. How do you stay motivated, waking up at 4 a.m., meal prepping, vlogging the day of your life and whatnot? So this is a very good question. And so the answer for that is, I ask myself certain questions. What is it that I'm doing? Who am I doing this for? Whatever it is, in this case being bodybuilding and whatnot. To what end or purpose, and what and who is stopping me from doing that? If you think about it, the answer to all those questions is so simple. So I ask another question, why the hell not? That's all I need, really. All right, next question, favorite training splits. So I do the traditional bro training splits. So I do back and biceps, quads and calves, shoulders and triceps, another back day and lats, hamstrings and glutes, and then finally chest. All right, next question. Hardest part of dieting for a show, and what was the best part? I'll start with the best part first. I love the challenge of it. The challenge that it presents for you to stay strict, disciplined, and stay the course. Throughout any sort of endeavor like that, in particular this one, you end up learning a lot about yourself and also what you're capable of. And I love that. I love a good challenge. I love pushing myself beyond what I had done before to see just what it is I can do and learn a thing or two more about myself and what I'm capable of. The hardest part for me, believe it or not, it's not the dieting, it's not staying strict or staying on regiment because I have all the motivation that I need. But the hardest part for me is that it's quite the sacrifice, the lifestyle, this type of goal and competition. And it's a sacrifice that not everybody is going to understand or appreciate or even support. So it comes with those kinds of challenges as well. But once again, it's a challenge that you're going to have to be up for. Next question, what's your favorite meal prep hack or secret? I think I talked about this in another video. So low calorie ways of making your food more delicious and more voluminous. And like I mentioned, I love using cauliflower, kale, spinach, or lettuce just to add a bit more volume, and of course seasoning and herbs to make it a little bit more delicious. What's the hard truth about competing that folks don't know? That is an excellent question. And top of my head, it would be the suffering that comes with not only getting into competition shape, but maintaining that. That low level body fat that you see all over on social media and everybody wants that dream physique, the human body is not built to sustain that. So once you reach there, all the suffering that goes into it to reach that point, there's even more suffering to try to keep it that way, because your body's going to start fighting you on that. It's going to fight back because you're not meant to sustain that low level body fat. So that's definitely, I say, a hard truth that people need to know. Next question, kind of similar to an earlier one. What is your biggest obstacle when training to compete and trying to keep an active social life? I would say, already talked about the key word being balance. Trying to find that balance is a challenge. But once you find that balance, you can be around the people that you love while maintaining the healthy social life, but at the same time, keeping yourself strict and accountable. Once again, it's a challenge, so you're gonna have to be up for that sort of challenge. I say bring it on. Next question. Do fasted workouts burn body fat faster or make you lose weight faster? That is also a good question. Now, personally, I love doing fasted cardio. I don't believe there's enough research to back it that one form of cardio, whether it's fasted or if you've already eaten, carries any added benefit. Ultimately, how you lose weight is calories in, calories out. You have to be in a deficit. So to me, it doesn't matter how you get that calorie deficit, whether it's you're doing fasted workouts or cardio, or you're in a calorie deficit simply by eating. Either way, calories in, calories out. Next question, what are your favorite animal proteins, and do you have a specific recipe or dish you like to make? All right, also a great question. I would say primary sources of animal protein for me would be lean ground turkey, red meats, I love my red meats, and of course, white fish like cod or haddock. And then of course, I love experimenting with different herbs and seasonings. I'll do some more videos showing how I cook and what seasonings and herbs that I use, but ultimately it's go nuts on herbs and seasoning and make it your own flavor profiles and make it taste delicious. People think that healthy eating is supposed to be just bland and tasteless, but that is so not true. You can make healthy eating extremely delicious. Is intermittent fasting part of your routine? It is not. So for me, my body and my goals, intermittent fasting is not optimal. I know that much. I know others who do intermittent fasting and for them it works. For me, it wouldn't, but I love doing my cardio bright and early in the morning and fasted. To me, that's a beautiful way to start my day. It wakes me up nice and refreshed, and I'm ready to tackle the day and whatever it throws at me. Your biggest motivation in life. Okay, we're getting deep now. I would say knowing that each and every day I have the opportunity to be better than the day before. I'm gonna pause there for a second, I like that. That's a great question, thank you. How do you keep the motivation consistent? That is also a great question. And the truth is,
it can't always be consistent. Life happens, and life has a way of throwing you curveballs or getting in the way. What becomes important is that when using those moments to remind yourself who you are and what it is that you're working towards. Once you do that, you simply realign. You realign yourself, you rediscover the reasons and your passion for what it was that you were embarking on before life got in the way. From there, it's a matter of just continuing to press forward with a newly found focus. So it's not always easy. Like I said, life has a tendency of getting in the way. It's how you use those moments that push forward, that sort of defining moments, and you keep the motivation going that way.
Next question. What carbohydrates have you noticed work best for you and to sustain energy? That's a good question. I know everybody's different, but for me, primary sources of carbs, I would say, is rice and grinds from Pride Foods. The typical usual, can't go wrong with jasmine or basmati rice, and then obviously potatoes. For me, I've noticed that those carb sources work the best.
Action.
Question is, how are you able to maintain a diet and exercise schedule? That's also a great question. You know, a lot of us have the 8 to 5 or 9 to 4 Monday through Friday jobs, myself included, so how do you do that? It comes down to practicing balance, time management, prioritizing, and compartmentalization. However, there's always an element of trial and error when you first start using those skills or when you're trying to plan or put together a schedule of some kind. Because of the trial and error, don't get discouraged. Eventually, you'll get the hang of it, it becomes routine, and from there, you just continue to perfect it and make changes to it as needed as you go along and your schedule happens to shift. So don't get discouraged right away, do the best you can, use those skills and elements, go through the trial and error until it's your own.
What are some simple things I could do to increase my energy? I'm tired all the time. That's also a great question. Here are some basic things. Better quality or more sleep. Sleep is so crucial and so extremely underrated. Exercise, move more, or just be active. If you have a sedentary lifestyle where you're just a couch potato, you're not going to have high levels of energy. So be active, move more, and have a routine exercise. You could always also supplement with caffeine. If you don't like coffee, there's always caffeine or green tea pills. You can start experimenting with different doses, smaller doses, of course, if you've got accustomed to caffeine, but you can always supplement with that. Eat healthy and quality nutrient foods. If you're eating junk calories all day and throughout, obviously your body's gonna reject, or body's gonna start fighting back, and your body's gonna try to digest all of that, so your energy levels are gonna be low. So eat good quality and healthy nutrients, nutritious food. Another thing would be, tend to your mental health. That's something we need to talk about more, because this is quite the mental journey as well. Make sure that you're keeping your mental health in check. Talk to someone. Surround yourself with people who know you, who love you. Positive vibes, good environments, and things like that. You'd be surprised just how much of an impact that makes, because it brings down your stress levels and cortisol. And you'll be surprised just how much more energy you'll have just by doing that. And then lastly, consult your doctor. You never know where you might have some sort of deficiencies that's causing you to have low energy levels. So you never know. So if you could try any of those things that I mentioned, they don't work, then I'd recommend at that point consulting your doctor.
All right, this is a good question. If the goal is to lose fat,
Why add in additional fats to your diet? Okay, great question. What triggers fat loss? Like I said before, at the end of the day, it's calories in, calories out. As long as you're in a deficit, you're going to lose weight. You're going to burn fat. However, you need fats in your diet. You need to get those essential fatty acids from fat sources of food that your body can't get from anywhere else. But be aware, because fats are 9 calories per gram. So what you don't want to do is go overboard on your fat intake, and then suddenly you're in a calorie surplus. You're no longer in a deficit. So obviously you're going to start gaining weight from there on instead of actually losing it. So be mindful of the fats that you take, but don't eliminate the food group entirely, because you actually need good, healthy fatty acids. All right, guys, that's it. That's 20 minutes. Got as many questions as I could during that time. Thank you for watching. If you have questions to ask, be sure to comment them below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. More videos to come as we get ready for the show, and I'll see you guys next time.